Welcome to Bunny Bet for NRL Round 8 tips. If you're still watching, because last week I had a shocker, and not only did I have a shocker with just the tips in general, I also lost the bunny balance, lost the bunny bets, which are the ones that I'm trying to make sure I don't lose. These are the ones that I consider safe. I got Panthers minus 5.5, no problem. Broncos, but the Eels screwed me over, and I'm really hurting about that one. The Eels played terribly against the Dolphins, and I was a bit worried. Eels, a bit up and down, but I thought, no, all the injuries Dolphins have, surely they can't lose. Then it was going to be played at Darwin, not their home ground. I'm still like, no. Dolphins have just got so many injuries. They lost key players. They're not going to win this. And yet Eels were pathetic. Though I don't know whether it was the heat. I don't think you can blame all that performance on the heat. So anyway, we did lose our bunny bet, but we did the sports bet bonus bet, which means if you have 3 or more legs and one loses, you get a bonus bet back. So I'm going to try and reinvest that bonus bet today. I'm not going to add fresh money. I'm just going to reuse the bonus bet, and we'll try to build the bunny up again. So having said that, let's get into the round 8 picks. Some big handicaps on games this week, which is kind of interesting. This week, especially on the Thursday, this Thursday is Anzac Day. Our first Anzac Day game will be played for the first time, I believe, in New Zealand, Warriors versus the Titans. And I think that with Anzac Day games, teams always lift. Warriors are coming off a loss. They're a bit embarrassed. They're playing at home. They will surely win this. I like Titans are looking a lot better. And if it was any other week, Titans plus 12.5, I would probably take that. But this week, I think the Warriors will win and win comfortably. Whether they'll cover 12.5, I'm not too sure. But I think they will definitely win this game. And for that reason, putting our first bunny bet on the Warriors. Not great odds, only $1.20. Not really keen to fudge around with the handicap on that one and try to get slightly better odds. So I'm going to just keep it at $1.20. And you're not interested much in the hay, are you? Hey. Don't, come on. Don't push it all off. All right. Hang on, right. Hang on. All right, I'll give you what you want. Here you go. I know what you want. Okay. Hay is not what's going to get him up on the table. Remember for next video. Trying to keep him a bit healthier, folks. Carrot's not the best thing for bunnies, believe it or not. Also, the internet says. Next game, Dragons versus the Roosters. Dragons are always up for this game. I'm quite surprised the line is 6.5, or the handicap is 6.5 points. It always is. The last few times this game has been played, Dragons are always the underdog by quite some margin, and I believe they usually cover the line. These are usually really close games. But with Walker and Dominic Young back, and I think the Roosters just looking better. Saints are looking good, but I think Roosters are the better team here, so Roosters is my pick. And I'm also putting my second bunny bet on the Roosters, because I think even though the Dragons will definitely lift for this game, they always put in a big effort. So do the Roosters. Everyone wants to win on Anzac Day. Next we have Storm versus the Rabbits, and Rabbits played well in their last game, but unfortunately they did pick up injuries. Storm are flying high. They're at home. They are my pick here, and I'm actually putting my third bunny bet on them at minus 5.5. And look, I know I'm loading up the bunny bets here, and the reason being is because I'm wanting to use that bet return. And the problem is with a bet return, you don't get. So the initial bet was $1.97. I lost that, so I get $1.97 back in bet returns. But if I bet on something, I don't get that $1.97 back. I only get the increase. So for instance, if I put on the Warriors at $1.20, I'm only going to get about 40 cents back. I'm not going to get $1.97 plus 40 cents. I'm only going to get 40 cents back. So I need to load up a few games on this bonus bet here, which I am nervous about, but there's some good games this week. Manly versus Eels. This one will be really interesting. Surely the Eels will bounce back. They have to have a bounce back. And I don't know if I'm just making the same mistakes as I did every week, betting on the underdog team because I want to go up further in the rankings, or it's what I want to see happen. Eels did beat Manly earlier, and I know everyone says, well, they had Mitch Moses in that game and now they don't, and this seems to be the big difference. But I'm going to pick Eels here, and I'm very uncomfortable about it, but I'm just thinking to myself, surely they have to have a bounce back game. They have to have a response for being absolutely humiliated by the Dolphins. And that's what I'm hoping for. Interestingly enough, they got a 9.5 point line, which that's a lot. You can even put that out to 18.5 points and still get $1.28. So that's I'm going to be adding that to some of my multis. $1.28 for 18.5 points, I think is pretty safe. Then we have the Tigers versus the Broncos. Now the Tigers are at home, but the Broncos get back Reynolds and Reynolds and Haas. Sorry, I got distracted for some reason. Broncos are my pick here, and they are my next bunny bet. And yep, we'll give you some more carrot to shut you up a bit. Come in. Only $1.23, but I think the Broncos win this one comfortably. I probably should try to. I think on some other games I'll be betting on, I'll be giving Broncos a bit of a minus handicap, because $1.23 is not much, and I think the Broncos are just way better team than the Tigers at the moment. But I hate moving the line. I hate betting on the handicap. I really do. Cowboys v Panthers up in North Queensland. The Panthers have got Nathan Cleary back. This could be a tough one. Cowboys, I'm sure, keen to bounce back, but I'm going to pick the Panthers here. I just feel that the Panthers have got the better defense, and the defense is what will get the job done. Then we have the Dolphins versus the Newcastle Knights. And look, I think there were some bullshit calls in that game, especially this one. Josh Adokar's try in the corner. If look at the replay here, I'm sure his foot is grazing the ground. I mean, have a look at it. This went up as no try. So the bunker is meant to have conclusive evidence that this is definitely a no try, and I don't think it was conclusive enough. Look, could that have changed momentum in the game? Could that have won it for Newcastle? I don't know, probably not. Newcastle are probably still going to lose that game. Really, I think Newcastle are probably looking pretty good for the wooden spoon at the moment. They just do not seem to be getting it together. They'll probably do what they did last year, turn it on at the end of the year and make a run at the end of the year. But I don't see much light at the end of the tunnel for them, especially while Pong is out. And for that reason, they are my last bunny bet. So another bunny bet at $1.43, because Dolphins at home. Castle have a fullback on debut, young guy. So this is going to be just a big challenge. Dolphins for sure in my mind. Now, last game, Raiders versus Sharks, with the Raiders who I saw the Rugby League History channel. He said last week that he didn't think Raiders were a good team, and I was going to comment on that. I was going to say, yes, I agree. I don't think they're a good team, but I just didn't get around to it. And look, yep, I don't think Raiders are basically a top 8 team. To be honest, I'm sure they will be the team that drops out of the 8 to let the Roosters up, or one of the other ones knocking on the door to let them up. I'm sure the Raiders will be the one to drop out of the 8. So Sharks are flying high. Sharks are the better team, and Sharks will be my pick here for this one. So a lot of good games. There will probably win here. A lot of sort of reasonably easy, I shouldn't say easy to pick, but a lot of picks that do seem to be easy, except for Manly Eels. Manly Eels will be the one game that I just would not bet on. Anyway, hope you liked the show. Please like and subscribe, comment, and see you next week.